Amplitude Recommend lets any digital team deliver personalized customer experiences without technical constraints. Cohorts, computations, and syncs improve campaign performance based on historical behaviors. In this demo, we'll introduce the models package of Amplitude Recommend, which uses machine learning to determine expected behavior, predictions, and recommendations. Predictions analyze your users' recent behaviors and leverage machine learning to identify those who are likely to take a specific action. To give an example, let's set up a predictive cohort to identify who in our user base is likely to become a repeat purchaser and why. You'll start by defining your prediction based on a target outcome. Then you'll select a starting cohort, which can be a specific group like members of an experiment, or in this case, all active users. Finally, we'll define the future outcome as repeat purchase behavior. Once the prediction has been calculated, we can explore which behaviors and traits they have in common. For instance, I see that users who receive push notifications are much more likely to reach the outcome of repeat purchase, thus helping to justify our investment in that offering. This view is often the catalyst for more questions, like how can we increase exposure to enabling push notifications to maximize our purchase rate? Of course, we can save the users predicted to become repeat purchasers as a cohort for further analysis, to then send a personalized experience, in this case displaying recommended items to each customer during checkout. With just a few clicks, we've generated a well-informed hypothesis about how to increase repeat purchase behavior, something that ordinarily would take a team of folks potentially weeks of work. One of the largest streaming platforms uses predictive cohorts to identify the top 20% of users likely to convert to loyal customers. They tested a new reminders feature and found that it drove a 5% increase in conversion for top 20% users, but a 25% decrease for the bottom 80%. So they learned to focus their efforts on the top 20% and created a whole new strategy for engaging the bottom 80%. Now that we've identified the next group of customers likely to purchase, let's talk about how we can serve them a personalized experience. Let's say we want to suggest items that will most likely lead a customer to purchase. Recommend will use machine learning to look at users' past behavior to identify, compare it to others who have purchased, and surface the items with the highest likelihood of resulting in a purchase for each individual user. We'll use all users as the starting user group, but you can also specify any previously built cohort. For our target outcome, we want to select complete purchase, the action we're optimizing for. In this example, I'll choose an event that stores the value that will be recommended. In this case, add to cart makes sense. I'll also select the appropriate event property that stores the metadata for the items. In this case, item ID. Recommend will then calculate the relative volume of items selected by customers at the add to cart step in the last 30 days. I can apply further customizations to the list, but in this case, I'll take it as is. Next, I'll add a name and details from this view and ultimately run the recommendation. In the Overview tab, you'll find stats on how we've generated this recommendation and its outcomes. This is a great snapshot to refer to once you have several recommendations running. By clicking Syncs, I'll see an example array of what the Profile API would return. In the Performance tab, we can view performance of the recommendation. Let's assume this recommendation is integrated into the product experience and has run for a week or two. The first thing I want to know is, are users who saw recommended items actually purchasing at a higher rate? The short answer is yes. You can see users with recommended experiences are performing significantly better than our baseline cohort. As you scroll down, you can dig into the conversion metrics with the same depth as Amplitude's funnel analysis chart. Historically, one-on-one personalization was reserved for companies with massive machine learning and data science teams like Amazon and Netflix. Recommend provides the same results with significantly less investment from those teams because your teams will be empowered to deliver personalized experiences directly.